Hey guys, quick video on letting you know how things are going. It is 4 o'clock on the 22nd of July, Mum's birthday. She turns 64 this year. Just thought I'd give you guys an update on what we're up to, and how things are going around the property. Slowly, I have to say. But today I'm trying something new. So I'll show you what I'm doing. This is suet, beef suet, being rendered down into tallow. So it's supposed to be really nutrient dense, and it's supposed to be the fat from a cow from around its organs, not just the back fat like the shit that you get off your roasts and stuff. So when it gets rendered down, it's supposed to be really good to cook with and stuff. But what I can tell you so far is that it absolutely reeks. It's disgusting. Obviously it's been really cold here in the tropics, not what we're used to. But no doubt those of you who are further south from us have a better story to tell. So again, just our random plants that we've got going. This here is what used to be my sweet potato bed. I planted some Jerusalem artichoke tubers in it, and then they're underground, so they should come up in a few months. And the stuff that's on top is just some random flowers, because Mum thought that she said to me, oh, it's really good to see some colour out there. So yeah, so there should be a ton of flowers coming up. I don't know when. Assuming, I mean, they're all still going alright, but yeah, we'll just see. In this bed, this is some tomatoes that were originally in this bed that yeah, they weren't doing too crash hot. When I was digging out the sweet potatoes, I noticed the layering in the mediums that I used, and sort of once the roots got down to a certain level, they weren't getting any decent medium down there. So I mixed it all through, which was difficult with one arm because I had tennis elbow, of which I've recently had a cortisone steroid something, I don't know, some sort of injection that went into my elbow. The injection was just as painful as the condition, I have to say. But a week or so after that, got full function of my elbow back, so that's great. Another little willy wagtail up there, and he's gone. Okay. So yeah, so this bed has now got tomatoes in it from the other bed, like I said. We'll see how they go now that we've mixed it all through. Some capsicums down here. They are the Hungarian paprika capsicums, and then of course the obligatory basil. This bed has what's left of the potatoes that I did harvest. Some of the seed potatoes were still really viable, or they seemed to be quite viable, and there was some stalks and stuff that still seemed to be quite healthy. So I thought, well, bugger it, I'll replant them and see how it goes. There were some potatoes that had been exposed to the sun, or to the oxygen above ground level, and had started sprouting, so they couldn't be used for food. So I planted them in there as well, and we'll see what happens. These are the zucchinis. They seem to be doing quite well. This one here, I don't know what's going on. It's got really strange leaf shapes in comparison to that one. And considering they're the same seeds, it will be interesting to see what happens. This is what's left of the basil and the tomatoes out of that bed. I'm going to dig them out and put some corn in there. The corn, because it's in between that fence and that fence, which should protect it from a lot of the wind that we get, because when there's a marine wind warning, we get really hammered because we're only like, I think we're 500 meters from the beach or something like that. This is the heritage raspberry. And we're getting some more flowers and fruit coming up on it, which is great. My Atherton raspberry is also coming into fruit, which you remember from the last video. It's spiky. What I did notice though is that it started growing from the bottom of the pot. Ow, balls, that's really spiky, and now I'm bleeding. Balls. Okay, so it been doing some research, and apparently they can get up to 2 meters tall and 2 meters wide, and they recommend putting them in pots because they go quite crazy. I wasn't keen on putting anything in the ground here, so I'm not quite sure what I'm going to do with it, where I'm going to plant it, and whether it's going to go in the ground or into pots. Garlic and the nasturtiums, they've been going well. We've been eating the flowers of the nasturtiums in salads, just for something different. They don't have much flavour, but they add a bit of colour. And, well, you know, leafy green kind of stuff. That's the the snow pea that was hidden behind those potatoes plants that I had. And then now that I've gotten rid of the potato plants, this is where I'd harvested that mini harvest from. Now that they're gone, I've got some more peas, snow peas, that have decided to shoot up. And in here is some capsicums. These are the rest of the potatoes. Looking really shithouse. This potato was actually in a grow bag, and somehow this snow pea, I'm thinking, has popped up in around it. So when I harvest those potatoes, it's gonna probably die. So lovely. So this area was originally lettuces and stuff. Dug them out because they all went to seed, if you remember the video. Well, they were in the process of going to seed, and in the end I got impatient and just ripped them out. And there's some little ones that are coming back, as you can see. I'm not overly concerned about those. Some Egyptian spinach that I'd replanted from another garden bed, one of those ones from over there. Some bunching onions, not to be confused with spring onions or shallots. Carrots, still going awesome. Picked a half decent one the other night. It was cool. You see down there. Oh, that's a moth. That's not a carrot. The butter crunch lettuce. This is going a little bit longer than I anticipated. Blueberries, not much change with that, except they've got new growth on them, which is awesome because they're going to start flowering soon. So this was one of the beds that I had recently planted when I spoke to you last. I'd replanted these shallots. These are shallots / spring onions. This is all the beetroot that I'd said that I'd planted. Been munching on the leaves of those every time I have a salad, which is lovely. Some carrots leaves that popped up. Egyptian spinach, eggplants. The third row of eggplants that I had in here didn't really come up, so I replanted some perpetual spinach in there to clear out again one of those beds down there. This is a wicking bed, so that was it's mini cos. It's I don't know, we'll see how it goes. Various lettuce mix, perpetual spinach. You can see that I've been harvesting some of these. Had some of that on a pizza last night. It was quite nice. And then my beans. These beans are doing quite well considering how things have been going. Though the leaves are really quite yellow. You can't quite see it through the video, but they're quite yellow. So I liquid fertilized the other day, and then you can see this here. That's Rooster Booster, which is the commercial name for chicken manure. Other wicking bed. I'm not happy with this really. The soil in it is actually just compost, wood chips and stuff from the front yard from when we had the trees cut down. Doesn't seem to hold a lot of nutrients, so again, liquid fertilize and put some Rooster Boost through it and see how that goes. Asparagus is nowhere near dying off yet. It's supposed to die off in winter. Thinking I'm going to have to cut it back so then it can produce some food for us. Seedling area, it's not even interesting. So these tomatoes were planted, well, the last time I did the video, I think. So they're almost ready to trim the lower leaves, and then stake. What I'm actually going to do is put like a cup hook or something in here and then thread string from across here to the rebar, to the Rio mesh, so I can just tie them up to the Rio, to the string that goes across, rather than individually staking each one. Still gives them support, and they're a lot bigger than I anticipated, and they're a lot healthier. So yeah, I'm not quite sure. The ones on this side are going to be fine, but as we get closer here, they start sticking out of the mesh like they have. I don't really have anything to stake them to, so I might just have to bend them over and up there. We'll see how things go. And then, oh, it's my ginger. My asparagus pea, can't quite see it because of the shadow. The asparagus pea, which I thought was going to be like a normal pea, I didn't do my research properly, my bad. I put it against the mesh thinking it was going to climb up, but it turns out it's actually kind of a ground cover. So, well, I flummoxed that one up. This is veggie spaghetti, leeks, sage through there. These are the loofah gourds. So you'd all be familiar with loofahs that you buy at the supermarket. You can use them in the shower and stuff like that. They actually originally, naturally, grow from a plant. So yeah, so we'll see how they go. Some more tomatoes, same deal. they're healthier and stronger than I anticipated. So, kind of bollocks that up. Squash is going out of control. All those things across the back there are all squash. And they're actually starting to shade out the couple of different varieties of cabbage that I've got going. Sugarloaf and mini. So I think with these big leaves, because they're turning yellow, so I'm thinking with the big leaves I'm actually going to trim them back, because the squash is just going absolutely crazy. It's loving this weather, and to be honest, I don't even like squash. Just thought I'd give it a go. I'd much prefer zucchini, but yeah, so we'll just see what happens. So that's all the garden beds that have been completed. I trimmed the mulberry and the banana, so I just put all the offcuts and stuff in here, which I will cover with a bit of sand and some medium, and it can just break down over time, and provide a composting kind of stuff for the stuff that I plant in there. My God. This is the sweet potato. This is where I put all the sweet potato vines when I got rid of the sweet potatoes out of that other garden bed, and I knew they'd keep growing. I knew they would. So this is the chipbok mulch stuff from out the front, and I've been putting in our veggie scraps, which have also started growing. These were, I think, pea shoots that I'd been growing as microgreens on the bench top. So yeah, so I'll get to the point where I'll cover them with half decent potting mix, and this is going to be my sweet potato bed. It was always my intention to make this the sweet potato bed, because I didn't want them growing out the bottom of the bed like the last one, which, by the way, they're still going. Let's go have a look. So they're not quite coming out of the bottom of the bed now, but you can see they're still growing in the grass clippings. I'm just going to leave them there, see what they do, just for shits and giggles. Okay, well, that's it for now. Cheers.